So here I come to introduce y'all to Toby. He's the cutest little pupper from across the globe. But come on, and that's and that's sort of how rap used to go. But anyway, this is Toby. This is Tobinky. This is Tony. Sometimes this is Tobias. This is Tobina. Because it's 2020, and that's okay now if Toby wants to be Tobina. But anyway, most of the time Toby's just Tobes, Tobster, the Tobes, And anyway, Toby, are you a good boy? Are you such a good boy, Tobe? He's a little nervous about being held. But anyway, he's Pupper, he's Doggo, because I'm a dog mom. So anyway, here you go. Thanks, Tobe. Thanks for your, how about a round of applause for our great guest over here. So anyhow, we're talking about staying alive, baby. And I know you're all going, Josh, yeah, staying alive, I'd like to. I sure would, dang as heck, doggone would like to. Herewithal, and I would like my loved ones and family and friends to, as well, stay alive. But, I'm kind of going, okay, I don't need your life story. This isn't about you, all right? I'm like, are you sick? Are you not? I don't care. I'm talking about movie here. I'm talking about movie from 1983. I'm talking about big boy movies. And this is, of course, Staying Alive, 1983, the sequel to Saturday Night Fever. Is it an unnecessary sequel? Maybe, yeah, probably. And we're going, okay, yeah, so what this is a great example of American, studio fat cats who are just like, whoa, Saturday Night Fever, gigantic hit of a movie, sensational, huge movie, even though there's a multi-rape scene, We don't see a whole lot, but it's insinuated, and it's just like, holy smokes, that does not hold up very well. Kind of not very down with that. But it happens in that movie that tons of people love, that Pauline Kael said, was freaking amazing. One of the best 10 movies of the year or something. And hey, I like it too. I like Saturday Night Fever. Not down with the rape part, but all the disco parts and where they're just dancing and kind of being like normal humans who don't take advantage of each other and hurt each other and cause trauma and abuse each other. That's all that stuff is great. Hey, all the non-trauma parts of Saturday Night Fever, I'm like, oh yeah. I'm like, oh yeah. A lot of beegees, a lot of the letter B and a lot of the letter G in that movie. So anyway, this is the unnecessary sequel from 5 years later. And these sort of studio guys were going, smoking like a big old stogie. And they were kind of like, how can we make some more money off of this franchise? Anybody want to just write like a bullshit sequel that we can put the name of the most famous song from that famous movie in there so that we can just make a whole bunch more money? And is it a good movie? Who cares? Does it tell a good story? Is it going to inspire anybody? Is it like a piece of art? Who cares? We're not in the business of making art over here, you piece of shit. That's kind of what a studio exec does. And, so listen, even though it definitely is that, it's a cash grab, classic. Jesus Christ, that's what Star Wars is these days. Star Wars, fuck you. Fuck you, Star Wars. I liked you when I was little, but not anymore. Saying you like Star Wars now is like saying you like Walmart. So all the Star Wars people, you can just unfollow me. I don't give a shit. But anyway, so that's happening all the time, every day now. It's just like, franchise everything. Who cares? Let's make Walmart the movie. Let's make JCPenney the movie, even though they're, going bankrupt. And that would probably make kind of a good biopic. Oh, here's the guy who started JCPenney. Go fuck yourself. So anyway, what were you talking about? Staying Alive. Even though it is a cash grab movie, unironically, this is sincere, I love this shit. I love this sort of thing so much. It warms my heart. It's so silly. It's so incredibly silly. Yeah, Travolta's oiled up. Look at him on the back. Oh my gosh. I mean, he has a great physique. He was a gigantic star. And so this was co-written by Sylvester Stallone. Yeah, you heard that right. The one the Expendables guy, the Rocky guy, all the other movies guys, Cliffhanger. Sylvester Stallone directed this. He co-wrote it. I don't know that backstory. I don't know why he got the option to do so. But the funny thing about this movie is that it's wall-to-wall music. Not in a fun way, not in a good way, not in like a Paul Thomas Anderson Boogie Nights way. This is just non-stop music almost. And even Saturday Night Fever was not that way. It had much more of a plot. It was like a decently fleshed out 2 hour, 15-minute movie with a plot about, a super privileged Brooklyn knucklehead who just gets laid a lot. And so, but now, so let me just set this up for you. 5 years later, and Tony Manero's Saturday Night Fever is still burning. Now he's strutting towards his biggest chance yet, making it as a dancer on the Broadway stage. And that is the plot of this movie, which basically doesn't have a plot. Threadbare, like string thin romance plot where John Travolta, he's teaching dance classes. He's showing up for auditions. He was the big hotshot in Brooklyn, but now you're in Manhattan, baby. In Manhattan, we got some fucking bagels over here. You got your fucking salmon spread with the cream cheese, and you telling me you didn't go to Tony's for your fucking bagel? You goddamn mind you for not going to Tony's for your goddamn bagel. And anyway, so now he's in Manhattan, New York, trying to make it on the big stage, baby. And he's having a hard time. He's doing all these auditions. He's not getting the parts. And he's got a kind of a girlfriend on the side. They fool around, but they're not so loyal or committed that they stay with each other permanently or all the time. It's not that kind of thing. Oh, no. Because within the first 15 minutes of this movie, Tony Manero gets like 1,000 women thrown at him. So yeah, he's doing auditions. He works for a dance company. He is also taking classes at that dance company. And he works the graveyard shift at some uppity nightclub, probably that he used to dance at. And even where he's a waiter at a nightclub, two women are just like, hey, Tony, want to go back to our... And sort of the phrase about this guy is that Tony Manero, you shoot him up in the air with a slingshot and he'd land in a pile of pussy or something. And that's like a really great sort of tasteful thing to say in 2020, but I'm just telling you the facts here, people. I just report. You decide. So anyway, this movie, a whole lot of dancing, a whole lot of 1980s spandex, sweaty guy, mustached dancing. And the whole, basically the whole plot is that Tony Manero can't get on Broadway. Oh, poor baby. He's a white male who can dance. Pardon me, I'm a little parched here, This is not... What do you think? This is easy? What do you think? I just come in here and make these up? Come on. This is difficult. So, Tony Manero. What is he doing? I don't know what he's doing. He can't get a Broadway show. Oh, well, he's still getting laid a ton, he's still got a girl on the side, and then basically the whole plot is like this other super fancy woman takes advantage of him, and he gets like the tiniest little bit part finally in a Broadway show, even after getting rejected over and over in New York City. The big lights and the fancy shows and stuff, and he's like, oh man, I'm a white guy down on my luck. Oh, gee whiz, kind of the classic white man's tale of just trouble and difficulty. And so finally he gets into a Broadway show, and this big fancy, oh, how'd you do there? This fancy British woman, and that wasn't a British accent, I just tricked you there. This fancy British woman who is super rich kind of takes him under his wing and sleeps with him for one night and gets him onto a show. But then he's super offended that she has another boyfriend, even though he is already sleeping with like 1,000 women. And that's the plot. In 1983, they were like, Don't you feel bad for this guy? Oh my gosh, this rich British woman cheated on him even though they weren't dating, and even though he has this other gal, and even though he has like 75 gals all around him. Oh man, Tony Manero, oh man, go get a bagel, in New York. And then you'll feel better. And he's like, he goes to spend the night at his mom's house, and he's like, I'm down on my luck, ma, you know. But anyway, so the big climax is this insane dance performance. So, okay, plot twist. Sorry, or what is it called? Spoiler alert. He gets the lead in a Broadway show because this yokel can't get the dance moves right, and the theater director is just like, Monero, you're in. Basically kind of one of those things, kind of like a Mighty Ducks sort of thing, where it's like it's not like Mighty Ducks whatsoever, but it's sort of like a sports movie where it's just like the underdog, oh, he finally gets a chance, and then he does it. So cool, Tony Manero. And then he has and then he goes for a solo when he was supposed to do a duet, and he throws the British lady off to the side of the stage. But anyway, I love this. I love this very much. The soundtrack is great. Honestly, even though it has too much music and a threadbare plot, I love this very much. It's so silly. It's a little time capsule. Oh wow, woo, 1983. That's how you guys lived, huh? What the heck? Whoa, that's what you wore. And I know you're all going, my little precious tape from 1983. It's such a historical timepiece. I'm just like, this is a piece of material. I don't give a shit about this. I'll just like, I'll destroy this shit, and I'm kind of having a hard time with that. Like, I don't give a shit about this. Fuck you. Anyway, it's just a material thing, and we're all gonna burn up and die. So anyway, do what you love, and I hope you're all doing all right. And so, did I hit that on my head enough times? I thought it would kind of break after one time, because I've done that before, and it broke on the first time. So anyway, that's a review of Staying Alive.